Welcome to Papa's Workshop. Today I want to do just a real short video on one of the projects that I'm doing around the house. As everyone knows, we're under a stay-at-home order and can't leave the house. So I'm looking for all types of little projects, and today I have a lamp that actually broke last night, and I have to be able to replace this lamp switch and socket. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. Let's get started. To replace the switch and the socket, first thing we got to do is take off the lampshade, and so we can get to it. And we'll set the lampshade out of the way, and we want to make sure, of course, that the lamp is unplugged. So always double check that. Now the switch on this lamp is broken, and I have a new one that I'm going to be putting in that has the switch and, of course, the light socket itself. It's time to take out the light bulb, and I'll set that aside also so it doesn't get broken. And I'll now take the hoop off that holds the shade, and that's just a matter of those two little clips slide up, push it in, and it comes right out. Now the old switch is loose, wobbles, and barely works intermittently. Now these light sockets are actually pretty simple. The light socket itself just snaps into the bottom, and inside of the little housing is just a cardboard tube that the socket itself slides out of, and there you will have the two screws to be able to put the wires on. On one of them is going to be the brass screw, and the other is a silver screw. Of course, the brass screw takes the hot wire, and the silver screw will take the common wire. To be able to take apart this light socket, you should be able to just squeeze the sides and pull it out. It does snap in. Sometimes it snaps in rather hard, and it's difficult to do. So in my case, I just decided to unscrew it and work with it off of the lamp. Now you have to realize when you do that, you are going to twist the wires inside. But that's okay because there's not too many turns that you have to do. Now that it's apart, I can actually work with it easier. Again, this should snap in. This one's being rather difficult, so I'm going to have to get a little screwdriver to help separate it and allow me to pull it apart. There it comes. Okay, I just had to loosen a little bit and then it would slip out. Then from there, I'm just going to remove the screws, take the wires off, and discard this broken part completely. Now, one of the things that you'll notice on your wire, usually one side of the wire is going to be smooth, and the other side of the covering of the wire is going to have a little bit of a texture on it. So you want to make sure that those remain the same. So in my case, the textured wire was the positive. It was screwed on to the gold screw. So I'm going to make sure that I maintain that polarity. So I'm going to separate that, keep the wires separate, and then I'll put the new one on. Now, of course, this bottom housing is part of the old light socket, so I'm going to take that off as well and remove it. And then I'll put the new one on. Now I can slip on the new one, and I have a choice. I can either go ahead and actually screw it into position, or I can wait till everything is back assembled and then screw it on and then snap the socket into position. In my case, I think I'm just going to let it stay loose for the moment, and I'll secure it toward the end of this installation. Now remove the cardboard covering so it gives me access to the screws, and I want to make sure that the color coding is correct. And the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that I put the wire around it, and it goes up on the left side of the screw and it wraps around, so that way as I tighten the screw it actually pulls the wire in to be able to tighten it more. That's an important little tip to be able to do. So it comes in, the wire comes in on the left-hand side of the screw and wraps over the top and comes back down to the right side. And that way, as you tighten it, it actually pulls the wire in instead of pushing the wire out. Good tip to be able to remember. So there I slip it in on the left-hand side and I wrap it around the screw clockwise, and then I can tighten it back down. And that actually helps pull the wire into place. Now this is the little locking screw that I'm just going to go ahead and loosen, because what I'm going to do now is go ahead and screw this base into place, and that way the wires do not get twisted. Now that that's tight on there, I'm going to go ahead and use the screwdriver and tighten that little locking screw, and that helps to hold it into place. The next thing I'm going to do is just slip the little cardboard tube over the light socket, put that into place, and then arrange the wires so that I can just snap in this socket into position. And it takes just a little bit of maneuvering to be able to get this wire, because this wire is actually a little bit larger than what you typically will see on the lamp. But after just a moment, I have it in place. So now I can slip the brass housing over the top and snap it into the base. And all I have to be able to do is just line it up and then push it down, and it snaps right into position. And just like that, it is done. I'm just double checking to make sure that this is exactly the way it needs to be and that the light switch itself will turn off and on. Okay, now it's time just to replace the lampshade hoop, and I'll just squeeze it, slip it into place, and these two little sleeves just come right down over on top of it. And then I'll have to grab the light bulb and put it back in. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab the cord, and I'm going to plug this in, and we're going to test it before I put the lampshade on. Okay, I plugged it in, and it does work. Now I'll test out the switch. So there's off, and I'm going to adjust my camera just a little bit so you can see it better. I realized it was a little bit low, and we'll turn it back on. So the switch works just fine. Everything is tight. So I'm just going to grab the lampshade now and put it back on, and we'll call this project completed. Now this is a real easy project to be able to do in your home. And it's the type of thing that, being stuck in the house now for almost a month, you're looking for all kinds of little projects that need to be done. This was one of them. The lamp actually broke last night, and it was time to be able to get it fixed today. The good thing about it is I had the light socket already on hand. So my message to everyone, please be safe and look for these little projects to do around the house. Hi everyone, thank you for watching my video today. If you like the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and the little bell next to it so you'll be notified on the different videos that I upload. Also check out the videos over here to be able to stay up to date on the happenings in my shop. So again, thank you for watching my videos.